Good afternoon and welcome to the Common Trips coverage of the third of the quarter-final matches. It's Morocco against Portugal. We're sitting in the off seat. I'll be joining along by Paul James very shortly due to technical issues with the co-commentator who's scheduled to be with me, Paul Luke Turton. Paul will be with us shortly, just getting just off to the stadium, getting ready to come and join me. So we should have Paul along very, very soon. Should be a good game. We're spinning alongside. Going to be Paul James very shortly. Paul will be joining me shortly to bring you the coverage of the game. Paul's just with us in a second. We'll go across to Paul in a second as the teams are still in the tunnel line now. And I'm delighted to say Paul has now joined us. Paul, good afternoon, my friend. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Ross. How are you today? Good afternoon, everybody. See the teams are in the tunnel, and this one's going to be an interesting one, Ross. Portugal have chosen to go without Cristiano Ronaldo again in their starting lineup, and it looks like Morocco are pretty much unchanged as well from their last game. So it's going to be a very interesting to see how this plays out. I would say that Portugal are the favourites, but we've seen a lot of strange stuff in this World Cup.
We have Paul, and just to let people know, if you are watching this game on TV and see a lot of empty seats inside the stadium, that is because of just been hearing before I came live that there's a lot of ticketless fans trying to get inside the stadium, which is causing issues for the people that have actually got tickets for this afternoon's game. So that is the reason why there'll be a lot of empty seats in and at the moment in the stadium while they're trying to sort that out of the stadium. But I expect those seats to fill up massively before the end of this game, which we could be in for Paul a very long afternoon's work. Could be here for hopefully here for 2 hours, could be for even 3 hours, depending on if it goes to extra time and penalties once again. I know we had extra time and penalties in our game yesterday, Paul, and so did JB and Luke. But hopefully we should be having. Hopefully this one could be won in normal time. I'm not going to say will be won in normal time because things are never that straightforward. I'll just run you through the match officials for today's game then. The referees from Argentina, that is Facundo Tello. His assistants are also from Argentina, Ezekiel Brailovsky and Gabriel Chard. As well, the fourth official is from El Salvador, and that is Ivan Barton. The reserve assistant referee is also from El Salvador, and that is David Moran. The VAR today is Mario Vigilante. He's the lead of the VAR from Argentina. And then the other assistants in there are Ricardo de Burgos Benedicta from Spain, Diego Bonifay from Argentina, Armando Villarreal from USA, and Juan Bellotti should I say, from Argentina. Just two players not involved for either side today. Nasser Muraza is out injured for Morocco, as is Naif Agurd, and out injured for for Portugal. Excuse me, is Danilo Pereira and Nuno Mendes. They're the two that are out injured. A very good afternoon to everyone. We know that John Gauthier said he's waiting for the wonderful commentary, and hopefully joining in right now. Hopefully enjoying this one right. Going to enjoy this one with us right now. The national anthems of Portugal is just being played down below. We've already had the Moroccan national anthem being played out while we've been talking to. Let me run through the teams in a second. This game is played at the Alpha Mama Stadium, and kick-off is at 3 p.m. UK time, 6 o'clock local time, as the Portuguese national anthem is being belted out brilliantly by all the fans that have made it inside the stadium so far, the players and the coaching staff as well. Pepe continues as captain, as Paul James rightly mentioned. Cristiano Ronaldo remains on the bench for Fernando Santos' side. Running through the two lineups in just a second, and hopefully, Paul, we not before we run through the teams, Paul. Hopefully, we do not get a long afternoon's work of football for our listeners to. It'd be good for our listeners to enjoy, but not for us to commentate on, Paul.
Well, extra time and penalties have not been any stranger to us in this World Cup. I don't want to say that I see this being dealt with in 90 minutes, but I do. I do see this being dealt with in 90 minutes. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that that's what's going to happen. I'm just not going to put my neck on the line. The way this World Cup has been, there's been some shocks in this World Cup.
There has, Paul, including the Saudi Arabia game when they beat Argentina. Who'd have thought that? And then Argentina making it through to the semi-finals, winning on penalties yesterday against the Netherlands. So that should be good. And amongst the bench, there's a couple of familiar names on the bench for Morocco, which I'll run through in a second. And there's quite a lot of familiar names on the bench for Portugal. We'll run you through the two sides in just a second or so, as we've now get the Moroccan side with Romain Saïss and Sofiane Amrabat, the two players who could miss out the semi-final should they get booked. They've got Bono between the sticks, Ashraf Hakimi, El Yamik, Romain Saïss, the captain, Itad Allah across the back, Wane, Amrabat and Amila in midfield, and then leading the line is Ziyech, and Nesri and Boufal for Morocco. Today there's the officials just doing the coin toss. See who's going to kick off and which end it's going to be played at. Which is to see photos being taken of Cristiano Ronaldo by a lot of media people in just crowding the Portuguese penalty area there. There's four players who could be suspended if Portugal reaches semi-finals. Ruben Diaz, Ruben Neves, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, and Yao Felix. They've got Costa in goal, Dalot, Pepe, Diaz Guerrero, Otavio Neves, Bernardo Silva, Fernandes, Ramos, and Felix. And then on the bench for Portugal is just Danilo Pereira, who's not involved today, who could miss semi-final, so he will not miss that because he's not playing today. So there's the teams from the names on the bench for Portugal with Patricio, ex-Wolverhampton Wanderers, João Palhinha of Fulham, Cristiano Ronaldo, formerly of Manchester United, Jose Sa of Wolves, amongst those there. And on the bench for Morocco, two familiar names. One that you'll be familiar with, Paul, or both you'll be familiar with from the Championship, and it's Ori of Burnley and Ilias Chair of QPR's Morocco get the game underway against Portugal. Portugal in their traditional strip of red. No, Portugal are in the white kits today. Morocco in their red, green, and red. Portugal in their chain strip of all white with a bit of red across the shirts. Just missed the colours there. The ball's played over the top early by Portugal, but easy claimed by Bono. There is now Morocco who will try and get there. Gonzalo Ramos, 4 goals in 109 minutes, played for Portugal. And he scored in the game the other day when they completely demolished their opposition. He's got 4 goals in 4 appearances as the striker, who's started again in place of Cristiano Ronaldo as the ball is played down the left-hand side, looking for the run of Ramos, who can't get on in end of there, and that's cleared away by Morocco. Good start from Portugal on this near side. We'll get the early thoughts of Paul James in a minute. He's gone out for a goal kick. And Portugal, Paul, started on the front foot there.
Yeah, you would expect Portugal to start like this, to set their stall out as they mean to go on. It's what I expected from Portugal early on, just to kind of start to try to set the control for the game and the pace for the game. But as we know, Morocco can defend resiliently. They won't be an easy team to beat today.
Yes, absolutely. There's a challenge for headers there. Now Hakim Ziyech will clear the ball. Amrabat is there too. Ashraf Hakimi's bundled off the ball by Yao Felix. And Yao Felix sets Portugal on the way. There's Ramos who can't get forward. And now Morocco will try and get forward, but Pepe intercepts and gives the ball forward to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes pulls from ball against the Manchester United man. No free kick given as he looked like he struck the arm of Amrabat as well. Remains Saez and Pepe, the two captains today. As there's Ruben Diaz across now to this left hand side of Rafael Guerrero. Back it goes well, and Diaz plays it into his centre back Paulo Neves, who's dropping into the back 3 at times. As there's Diaz again to Neves of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Could play this from Portugal, just keeping hold of possession as they will try and make their way forward. With Ruben Diaz, the Manchester City defender, who's got his club teammate Yao Cancelo amongst the substitutes as Guerrero takes the throwing back to Diaz as Portugal just keep all the possession in early stages of the game. The Championship returned to action today with Blackburn Rovers kicking off at lunchtime, and they got Amarin 4-1 by Preston North End. And Rotherham United fell to a 3-1 defeat to Bristol City. Some games happening right now as well in the Championship. As we keep you, and we'll try and keep you up to date at half time and at full time of those matches. As we've mainly focused on the World Cup today. Later, we should have Nicholas Jones alongside Luke Turton if Luke has resolved the technical problems which he was having a few moments before kick-off, which is why we've got a quick change in the commentary box and had Paul James coming in alongside me after his excellent work alongside me on that game yesterday. And there's a free kick for Portugal, which will have got a chance to put players inside of the penalty area there. There's Walid Regragui, the coach of Morocco. He's born in France, as Portugal will get this free kick to be whipped into the penalty area. And then the 12th goal, and a fantastic save by Bono's. João Felix dives towards goal from the free kick, and a fantastic ball into the penalty area. And a fantastic header from João Felix there, Paul.
Yeah, great movement by Felix. Lost his marker there. Brilliant header. Great save by the goalkeeper. This is really what Spain should have been doing in the last round, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. Spain should have been doing this against Morocco, and it probably would have been Spain against Portugal this afternoon. As here's Bruno Fernandes to take the corner. Whipped into the penalty area towards the Ramos, who was at the near post. It was cleared away. And Morocco have won the throwing over on that far side, as we just see this header again from João Felix, who appeals for offside in there. And the man who was offside was Ramos, who didn't go for the ball. He let João Felix go for it, and that's why the play didn't come to a note, and that's why the corner was given. Throwing then to be taken by Atiad Allah, the left back from Morocco today. He launched it downfield. He's headed away there by Diego Dallo, who's done well in this tournament as the ball is played over the top. And now here comes Atiad Allah. Atiad Allah inside the penalty. Ball across, and he's put behind for a corner to Morocco. And that's a good bit of start there from Morocco now, Paul, getting into the game.
Yeah, they were showing this against Spain, and they've showed it now. They are actually very quick on the break when they want to get forward. They're going to want to do that more and more today.
Yes, absolutely. And Luke is on, Paul. He says, I have run my technical issues this afternoon, which I'll go back to in a moment as this corner from Morocco is about to be taken. We'll get the re-rest of that comment out from Luke in a moment as Morocco with a corner, then Hakim Ziyech to take in towards the penalty. Edge score from El Nesri, who just heads over the ball. And Nesri there, the striker, going towards goal, and he's just had a just off target. Free man there.
Russ.
Yeah, free man, great chance. Just heads over. And Luke continues to say, well, I love my technical issues this afternoon, which you've decided he wasn't going to come back, which he said he was going to come back at kick-off of this game. And he says, thank you, Paul, for stepping in as well. So he says, big thank you to you, Paul, for stepping into his shoes alongside me this afternoon as we bring this game as we see Morocco about to take a throw-in over on that far side. And he's thrown down the line, but Delo wins header there. There's a header for by Otavio, but it's hooked backwards by his Portuguese teammate there, Bernardo Silva. And he's back with Pepe now, the vice captain of Portugal. The main captain, Cristiano Ronaldo, amongst the substitutes. And I reckon he'll probably get the captain's armband should he come onto the field of play a little bit later on. In our game, it remains Morocco 0, Portugal 0 in this game. And now Guerrero will pick up the ball and play it all the way back to Ruben Diaz. And now Pepe again, just on the right hand side of the Portuguese half. And now Portugal try and build up and try and spread the ball to this. He's Ruben Neves just playing the ball back to Pepe. There's Bernardo Silva, who just went down once in a free kick, but nothing given for that challenge. He's back on his feet now as Portugal are back in possession. Good players there will try and come forward. As that's a wonderful ball from Bruno Fernandes. Out wide to João Felix. Felix gets the control. He's come off Hakim Ziyech. Now for a throw to Portugal. And this is João Felix at his best. As the throw just taken quickly. It's now with Pepe into Diaz, who finds Bernardo Silva of Manchester City, should I say. As he is Pepe now of Porto. Pepe is showing some good work so far. To Dunil, who is in. How are you doing, Dunil? Hope you're okay, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Paul James is alongside me for this game, which sees Morocco take on Portugal, and one which me and Paul are looking forward to bringing you this afternoon. Obviously, it shouldn't have been Paul who was alongside me this afternoon. Should have been Luke, but technical issues arose, which meant Paul decided to kindly agree to step in and bring the commentary alongside myself for you all this afternoon as we see the Portuguese boss there, Fernando Santos, who 68-year-old from Portugal, and has done a good job. We've seen some managers resign after their teams get knocked out of the World Cup. I wonder if we could see that from either Walid Regragui or Fernando Santos this afternoon. I wonder. I'm not sure if we will though. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. But I'm not sure it will, as they are Morocco trying to build from the far side as they will try and come forward. As they're looking to cause a few problems as we see this game unfold this afternoon. As Pepe couldn't get there, as a fantastic ball through his legs by Amala.
Well, they look good coming forward, Ross, to Morocco. They just maybe just need to get the final ball right, but they're looking good coming forward.
They are Morocco looking dangerous, like they did against Spain, but just couldn't get a breakthrough and then went through it in the end on penalties. Bono producing a fantastic save. And I wonder if it'll be a beautiful day for Morocco with Bono between the sticks today as they come forward to get in their shape to stop Portugal's attack as they have got Ruben Diaz and now Neves on the ball, should I say. Ruben Neves of Wolverhampton Wanderers, João Felix into Bernardo Silva back to Neves. Now Bruno Fernandes just dropping a bit deeper than scheduled from where we're supposed to be playing this afternoon. And now Otavio taking it out wide there, and there's Neves again. Back to Pepe just inside the centre circle inside the Moroccan half. And he goes across to the right hand side, and Portugal try and come forward. Otavio gets the ball forward. A free kick has been given for a foul on Otavio there and by the Moroccan number 4 Amrabat. Was that a free kick for you, Paul?
Absolutely, it was very late. Cuts right across him. Yellow card worthy, in my opinion. The referee has chose to keep his cards in his pocket, which I never complain about because yesterday's referee in that Argentina versus Netherlands game was embarrassing.
Yes, I think there was something like around about, I think in end, JB was saying to me off air last night after he finished the commentary, I think he was saying there's about 17 yellow cards in that game. As a shot comes in from Guerrero, the back post there, breaks into the penalty area, drops out to Telvio, in towards Pepe. Now Morocco can try and break, but Portugal just hit it back downfield into the corner. Ruben Neves trying to go an end of that, but Neves couldn't keep the ball in play, and that's another good chance. Neves ending it down into the penalty area. Guerrero coming onto it, and a shot just blocked there in the end.
Yes, shot struck first time there. It was a good block again by Moroccan defence. And I have to be honest. I mean, they already not Morocco, sorry, Portugal have created more chances really than Spain created when they played them.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And Ruben Neves is coming up against his club centre back partner in Romain Saiss this afternoon. Saiss in the Moroccan side, as Morocco tried to come forward over on that far side. The left with Ated Allah, who just lost his footing in the end. And Portugal have managed to get the ball back. He's back with Diego Costa, the goalkeeper. Some fans still coming into the ground. You may have heard at the top of the show that there was some people outside the ground who didn't have tickets for this game, trying to get inside, which caused delays for the people who actually had the tickets to get into this game. As the ball is played across to Rafael Guerrero, who can't keep the ball in, and he runs out of play for a goal kick, I think, and remains 0-0. And Luke says if Portugal lose, he reckons Santos will go. And he says, and Dunhill said regarding those last cards last night, Paul in the Argentina game, he says there were more cards than a Clinton card shop display in the UK. He says there was more in there. We're on to almost coming up towards the 15th minute. In a few minutes, I'll let you know when we hit that 15-minute mark. Kevin, thank you for choosing us again, my friend. Hopefully you're doing fantastically well this afternoon. As we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on 15-minute mark now, Kevin. As we bring Portugal into play. Here comes Portugal again. As Bernardo Silva just dropping deep to pick up the ball, and he's plays it over the top, and that's a wonderful ball to Rafael Guerrero. Guerrero into the penalty area. Ball drops to the far side as he goes out of play for a Moroccan throw. And that's another good ball in behind, but the cross just evaded everyone there from Rafael Guerrero, who's been linked with a move to Leeds United. And Leeds considerably need a left back with Junior Firpo not hitting the ice as he did of Real Betis since his move from Barcelona and being injured as well. And injured in a regular occurrence for the Leeds United left back Junior Firpo, who flew out to the One Weather training camp in Spain and arrived on Wednesday evening and didn't take part in the game against Elche, which Leeds won the FedEx Trophy. Mike's got me saying FedEx now, Paul. Festa DLX Trophy, should I say? Mike could be
Oh,
happy I
it's the
called it
FedEx
FedEx.
Cup. Make it simple, Russ. It's the FedEx Cup.
Mike making me say FedEx now, Paul. I'm going to have a word with him later when I speak to him next. Only joking, Mike, if you're listening to this, my friend. We're sitting alongside Paul James for this game today. As here comes Morocco in possession, but Portugal have just won it by momentarily. as we bring you this coverage across our usual channels. The Commentary Up 2, JB Sports, Storm FM. We're also on Twitch. And also, for the third game in a row, we're also live across Turton Talks Football. Big thank you to Luke for putting it along there. As Jerry says, didn't take you long to get leads into the commentary, RV. He did it, my friend. Hopefully you're doing okay, JB. And hopefully you're looking forward to your beloved Burnley returning to action tomorrow in the Championship. And I'll be happy that Blackburn Rovers lost this afternoon as well against Preston North End. As here is Yao Felix for Portugal, but Morocco cut it out well. And Ashraf Hakimi, who just played the ball into the number 8, that is Nura. Nura out wide now, and here is Hakim Ziyech of Chelsea. Cuts inside and drills a low shot just wide of the post from the right hand side, and that's a team effort there from Hakim Ziyech, Paul.
Yeah, it is. But again, the build-up play by Morocco is really good. When they start to get forward a little bit, they look quite threatening. He just miscued that Ziyech and pulled it wide, but a little bit of hope for Morocco.
Yes, bit of for Morocco there. And Kevin says he's now perfectly got his pictures in sync with us. And if you want to do that, I'll let you know when we're on in a couple of minutes when we get to the 20th minute mark, so you can sync it all with us again. If you want to sync up the footage of the game with the commentary of yours truly, Russ Vernon and Paul James, who's sat alongside us this afternoon. Should be a good one. As the ball is played from Ruben Diaz to Diego Dallo, back into Ruben Diaz. Dallo's holding his arms up and wants to back, and he gets it to Pepe instead. Pepe took off Dallo there. I think that ball was intended for Diego Dallo, but Pepe and Diaz just playing it around now, and he finds Diego Dallo and chips the ball down the line, looking for the run of his Manchester United teammate Bruno Fernandes. But Morocco gets back well through Boufal to intercept, and then Boufal just keeps the ball in play over on that far side and skips away well. And Nesri is down there. Boufal goes down in a free kick given for foul on Boufal rather than the one on Nesri, and Morocco have a free kick. 19.5 minutes gone, and remains Morocco 0, Portugal 0.
Yeah, it's been fairly even Stevens, hasn't it, so far? Both sides have gotten forward. I think Portugal have had the better chances so far, Russ.
Yes, and JB says he's off to work. Have a good shift, JB. And he says he will be watching Burnley tomorrow. They're back in action tomorrow. Will you be watching that game tomorrow, Paul?
No, I can't get the game, and I am taking advantage of a sleep in tomorrow.
Yes. So as we watch Morocco against Portugal, it remains Morocco 0, Portugal 0. As they will try and come forward. Here is remains Saiss with a ball down the line, lovely control. And the ball is now back into midfield. And here comes Boufal now, spreading the play out wide to Orana, the number 8 of Morocco. Crossing field towards the edge of the penalty area, and balls from Hakimi out wide to this right side and Hakim Ziyech onto his left boot and delivers a ball in. And there's the comfortable catch for Diogo Costa. And he should have put that ball in a bit sooner there for me. Hakim Ziyech is Amrabat's back on the ball. Now out wide to Ziyech. Ziyech with his right foot this time puts the ball in. He's blocked and he's out. And it's a corner to Morocco. Good pressure list for Morocco, Paul, and they're trying to do what they did against Spain and start getting on top against Portugal.
Yeah, their build-up play is really, really good. The ball into the box there was, as you say, Russ, a little bit late by Ziyech.
Yes. And JB's not happy, Paul, with you saying you're not going to be watching Burnley tomorrow, as here is Hakim Ziyech with the corner towards the penalty area, put behind for another Moroccan corner, this time ended behind by Bruno Fernandes.
Another poor delivery by Ziyech there. He has to do better.
Yes, there's 2 balls now on the field, so Morocco will have to take this corner again, and they will probably not be able to do the option they wanted to with Ashraf Hakimi, but they've been able to do that back into Ziyech, into the penalty area now for Bufal on this right hand side, and he just went out of play. And it remains Morocco nil, Portugal nil, and we're almost at 22 minutes. I'll keep 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 22 minutes now exactly. Morocco nil, Portugal nil is the scoreline. And halfway through the first half, then Paul, what's your assessment on the game?
Well, actually, it's a lot more even than I thought it might be. Both sides have gotten forward. There's not one team that's sort of sitting back and just defending. Both sides have gotten forward. I think it's fair to say that Portugal have had the better chances, but they haven't really taken them so far.
Yes, and Ashraf Hakimi just putting a block in there as João Felix trying to put the ball into the penalty area. And Ashraf Hakimi just clears it away for a throw, which will be taken by Rafael Guerreiro on this near side. Guerreiro will look to get the ball into the penalty area. But he gets the ball back and he'll have a chance to put the ball in with a cross. He does. And Bono comes and claims it as Bruno Fernandes just elbows him in the back there. And Bono's took an exception to that by grabbing him round the net there, Paul.
Well, I think he's entitled to go for the ball. But let's have a look. As he goes in, he's gone in shoulder first. He's not gone in with his elbow. No, he's gone in shoulder first. He's entitled to go for it, but he was never going to get there. That's the problem. When you clatter into the goalkeeper like that, you're gonna upset the goalkeeper. You're gonna upset the defending team, and potentially get yourself a yellow card. So you've got to be careful.
Yes, and on the replays I've just seen, Paul, it looked as though he probably knew that he wasn't going to get the ball, and instead of looking where the ball was, he looked where Bono was, and just made an effort to get Bono so Bono couldn't claim it easily and clear it away first and get Morocco on the attack. I think he knew what he was doing there, looking not to pick up a booking, in my opinion, as the ball's up towards halfway from Morocco. It's cleared away by Portugal, but they're with Ashraf Hakimi on this near side. Hakimi tries to get down the line, but there's Bernardo Silva to cut the ball out as Morocco will try and come and get into this game. It's Morocco nil, Portugal nil. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary of, you're listening to Russ Vernon and Paul James. Paul standing in for Luke Turton due to technical problems as we now fetch Yaya Itaala forward for Morocco as here comes Morocco with the number 18 now, El Yamik, who's playing as centre back today. He's Ziyech. Ball in towards the penalty. Ball forward from Ziyech is blocked, but he's out forward. Then there's a free kick fouled by Ruben Neves on Selim Amala, and there's a free kick to the Moroccans, and that was a definite foul there. As Morocco will land up this free kick, they'll look to cause problems for Portugal, and they'll look to get the ball into the penalty area. It remains Morocco nil, Portugal nil, as the edge delivers the ball into the penalty, and then just wide from the number 19 and Nesri there, and that's a decent effort from Morocco, and they've gone close again there, Paul.
Yeah, that was a good half chance by for En-Nesyri. He cuts across there. He gets himself a bit of a free header. Maybe he'll want to hit the target next time, but he just doesn't get his head over it. That's the problem. It ends up landing on the top of his head and ends up going over the crossbar. He just didn't get his head over that. But that was a good half chance for Morocco.
Yes, and John is on. Good afternoon. Hi to you, John. Hopefully you're doing okay, my friend. Says, how many of the 11 of the 22 players out on the field of play right now play in the Premier League? Well, I can tell you, Paul, I can tell you, Paul, and I can tell the listeners as well, so they all know that out of the Moroccan side, the players that play who's starting today, play in the Premier League, is Romain Saiss and Hakim Ziyech. And in the Portuguese side, there's Diego Dallo, Ruben Dias, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, and Ruben Neves out on the field of play who play in the Premier League. And there's a few on the bench for Portugal are playing the Premier League with João Palhinha, Jose Sá, and João Cancelo, and there's none in the Moroccan subs who play in the Premier League. So hopefully that answers your question, my friend. Hopefully that answers your question in this game. As we bring you Morocco 0, Portugal 0 in this game. As Kevin says, you guys end up 30 seconds from me. Takes signal longer to get down under. No problem, my friend. As we see this, as we watch this game for can we see a goal in this game, or will me and Paul have a long shift again like we did just yesterday for the match that me and Paul brought to for our listeners yesterday? Paul, I'm wondering if we could have another long shift in store for us this afternoon. It was supposedly going to be Paul's day off, but Paul's agreed to come in on his day off of commentating to bring this game to our listeners. As we see Morocco 0, Portugal 0, 28 minutes on the clock. As here is Bernardo Silva does well there into Pepe. Now Bernardo Silva again. And Bernardo Silva will bring the ball forward. He plays into Ruben Neves. Good ball into Bruno Fernandes, who does brilliantly to try and pick out Guerrero on this near side, but the ball is overrid by the Manchester United man, and it goes behind for a goal kick. And John says, thank you for that info. No problem, John. You ask the questions, we deliver you the answers, just like it should be. As we see a shot of Cristiano Ronaldo sat on the bench, released by
He doesn't
Manchester
look very
United.
pleased, does he?
No, he was released by Manchester United after the interview that he did with Piers Morgan. Some have described it as a controversial interview. I didn't see the interview, I've just read bits of the interview, so I can't give my thoughts whether I think it's controversial or not. As we see Morocco and Portugal go head to head, as the ball is headed forward there by Enesri to try and get Morocco on the front foot. As there's the ball from Ruben Neves to Diego Dallo, and down the line it goes well towards Bernardo Silva, should I says. Going to cross to the right hand side now. Him and Bruno Fernandes playing on that side of the field with Bernardo Silva in the 10. Bruno out wide. Oh, and then on the left is João Felix with Gonzalo Ramos through the middle as the lone striker. With the two, and then there's the two holding of Ruben Neves and Otavio from Portugal as well. As the ball is hit over the top. Cleared away, breaks down for João Felix! And João Felix hits it over. Took a deflection, I think, on the way through. But João Felix with a chance there for Portugal. 0-0.
Yeah, a bit unlucky was Felix there because he gets a shot away. The deflection has the goalkeeper beaten. So if that's on target, that's 1-0. So Morocco get a little bit of luck there.
Yes, and Luke is commenting again. He says, Ronaldo upset. Oh. He says, Ronaldo is unhappy. How sad is this ball from the corners coming from Portugal? But I think the referee's not happy with it, so they'll be given a second chance to take it. Not sure why the referee's not happy with that corner kick being taken. As we see Morocco and Portugal going head to head. As there be a corner which Bruno Fernandes will take short, delivered into the penalty area, cleared away as Hakim Ziyech heads it forward. We go down to play for a throw, and here is Bruno Fernandes to take the throw in for Portugal. He has to go back because there was no movement forward. He finds Ruben Diaz, now Ruben Neves. Now Bernardo Silva out wide to the far side, and Diego Dallo. Back to Bernardo Silva, who switches the play to this near side of the left, and Bruno Fernandes. Back to Ruben Diaz, just inside the Portuguese half. Yao Felix dropping deep and going back into his own half to find Pepe. After the Portuguese forwards to drop deep to try and get in possession. Not getting much service in and around the Moroccan penalty areas. The ball from Bruno Fernandes is a poor one. Trying to pick out his Manchester United colleague Diego Dallo, who couldn't keep that ball in play over on that far side.
That's been much of the breakdown, Ross, in this first half. Is the the passing and the final ball just hasn't quite been there in this first half for both teams, really.
Yes, it is Morocco 0, Portugal 0. If you're tuning in to us right now, thank you very much for choosing us. You'll be listening on either the Commentary Up 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, Turton Talks Football. Those are all our YouTube partners, and also on our Twitch channel as well. If you're listening via Twitch and you're about to go out in your car and you don't want to put the mainstream radio on and want to keep listening to us, get your phone, connect it up to your car radio or connect it up to your car. Go and load up Twitch on your phone before you set off driving. Put the commentary up on there. If you're following us, click on the video. Just put audio only. Put your phone on the stand and have us coming through your car speakers and listen to Morocco against Portugal with Russ Vernon and Paul James. As the ball is headed away there by Pepe, headed again by Otavio, and then the ball hacked forward by Ruben Neves, as Portugal will try and get on the front foot. Gonzalo Ramos is putting the Moroccans under a bit of pressure down there. Yao Felix out putting under pressure was Hakimi, the man who was putting under pressure. As Ziyech knocks the ball back, and here comes Morocco now with number 8, Anua. Anua sprays the ball to the far side, and that's a wonderful tear there by Buffal. Buffal in towards the penalty area, still going Buffal out wide. Ball in towards the penalty, and a shot just over. A glorious chance for Selim Amala, who needs to test the goalkeeper there, and it's a poor one. 0-0, 34 minutes gone.
Oh, Amala's got to do better there, and he knows it. What a chance. That's a poor finish.
Absolutely poor finish from the Moroccan. And he knows he has to do better there. Should be testing Diego Costa there. But he's yet to really trouble him as the ball sprays out wide to this far side for near side just there for Yao Felix. But Morocco get the ball back. And there's number 8. And no, down the line to Ashraf Hakimi. Back for Amrabat, who sprays out wide to Buffal. Buffal's doing well here. He's got out on the overlap over on that far side. As Buffal goes for goal. Maybe he should have played out wide to Italy Alla, and that could have been a good cluster position. But he said he went for goal there. But Diego Costa was always watching that one into his arms gratefully there.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with him shooting there. I mean, yeah, there is options for crosses in, but the deliveries into the box have not been great. So I think it's well worth having a shot from there. Gets it on target, just doesn't work the goalkeeper enough.
Yes, it's Morocco 0, Portugal 0. Coming up into the final 10 minutes or so of this game now. In the first half anyway. Morocco 0, Portugal 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, as the ball is spread out to this near side, it breaks forward. Hakim Ziyech hits it forward. There's Oana now to. Oh, lovely bit of trickery there from Ziyech to get another away. And another still going up towards halfway, but Portugal have won the ball back, but it's been given back as a free kick. Ruben Neves can't believe it, but it's this free kick here and this foul where Guerrero just pushed Ziyech, and Ziyech's crossfield pass is poor, but the referees said to take the free kick again because 1, he's in the wrong position, and 2, he was in the middle of speaking to a Portuguese player there, so he wasn't ready. As here comes Morocco on the ball. Here's the number 8. And they're being held by Yao Felix, and he wins this side another free kick. Ashraf Hakimi almost took his eye off the ball there, was talking to his head coach, who is Walid Regragui, the French-born manager, 47 years of age. And 5 attempts on goal for Morocco, 1 on target, 3 for Portugal, 1 on target. It's a big one tonight, Paul. Le Crunch, as people are calling it. England against France. That's going to be a good game.
Oh, it'll certainly be that, Russ.
And hopefully the Three Lions can roar in to the next round and into the semi-finals against either Morocco or Portugal. This game, we've seen plenty of shocks. And who says there can't be a shock now with the world champions being dumped out by the Three Lions?
Well, anything's possible in this World Cup. It's been the most amazing World Cup for shocks.
It has. And Kevin's been on again. He says, I think all the quarters will go to penalties. So he thinks we're going to be in for a long afternoon here, Paul.
No, I've not seen anything yet that's going to change my mind on that. It's fairly, it's fairly even, isn't it? There's nobody really in control of this game.
As there's Buffalo's swung an arm out there at Turvio. Looks like he could be in a free kick to Portugal. Looks like he could be in a bit of trouble there if VAR saw that. If he's just given a free kick, arm in the face there, and that's at least a yellow. That should be at least a yellow card in my opinion. But the referee's not booked in there.
Not for me. He goes down like he's been hit by a brick. It was the palm of his hand that touches him, yes, but he goes down like he's been hit by a brick.
As here now is Rafael Guerrero with the ball towards penalty for Felix, which is on the first time off volley and just over the bar in the end there, Paul.
Another good chance, João Felix. He's been a threat for Morocco all afternoon so far. I think he had more time than he realised there.
Yes, and Luke says he's super excited for tonight. And I think in a way he's going to be on commentary later with Nicholas Jones for the big one for Le Crunch. France against England. Luke has done 2 England games already this tournament. And England have won both games by 3-0. Can that trend continue tonight? You'll have to wait and find out with Nicholas Jones and Luke Turton from 6:40 p.m. this evening as Portugal win a free kick. Fouled by Amrabat on Gonzalo Ramos. Gonzalo Ramos is down clutching his back of his leg there. And he remains down on the floor.
That might be a bookable offence in my mind.
And I'm surprised the referee's not booked him. He all got the physio and we stood down. He's sat back up now, just been held back up. I'm surprised the player's not seen a booking there for that one. As we into the final 5 minutes of the first half. Your first half assessments, Paul?
Well, it's actually not been a bad first half. I think both teams have had chances, which they've not taken. Morocco have come more and more into the game as the first half has gone on.
Yes, here comes Portugal with the ball over top from Bernardo Silva into João Felix. João Felix on the left-hand side, but Ashraf Hakimi just does well to win the ball back for Morocco. But I think the offside flag was up for offside against João Felix. And the free kick has been taken quickly and switch of play there well to Ate Allah. Now Buffalo plays the ball backwards into his centre-back, one of his centre-backs there. It was Amrabat now with El Yamik, and now Amrabat again, who turns away off just on the edge of his own penalty area. Morocco with Ziyech just inside his own half, plays the ball out to the left-hand side. He slipped as he did that, but with him slipping, he managed to get the correct weight and position on the pass. And now Morocco just coming forward on that far side. Can they get to goal here now? Crossing towards the penalty, and Nasri's there, and there's Nasri has scored. Morocco have opened the scoring. And Morocco have been, have been coming for the past few minutes. And it's Morocco who have taken the lead. It's Morocco 1, Portugal 0. 42, almost 42 minutes gone. And we could be on for yet another shock in this World Cup, Paul James.
Well, you're right, Ross. It has been coming. Morocco has been coming more and more into this game. But I laid the blame squarely on Costa here. He was never going to get there. And he came out for it. And Nesri then just had to head the ball in. But a wonderful build-up by Morocco. I've been so impressed with them coming forward in this first half. And this time they got the delivery spot on. Costa was never going to get there. But what a wonderful... He got up so high with the header there. And Nesri just diverted it past the goalkeeper. Well done to Morocco. They're leading 1-0.
Yes, fantastic. And like Paul has said, it's down to the goalkeeper's fault there. Diego Costa, who was never going to get there, should have left that for Ruben Diaz. And I think with Costa coming out, like he did, Paul, I think he put Diaz off, which allowed Nesri, that free header, to make it 1-0 to Morocco there.
Yeah, it was a scandalous error by Costa. Actually, he shouldn't have even gone anywhere near that ball.
Yes, and now Pepe for Portugal will have to try and come forward now and try and get that equaliser, which would make this game interesting because when they push forward, they'll leave themselves exposed on the back, and Morocco can just counter attack, get the ball up to Nesri to hold on to, and he's pulled down there at Nesri, and that should be a yellow card for Ruben Diaz.
Yeah, because he's pulling away there. He's made no attempt to get the ball. That's a professional foul. When you do that, when you're fouling someone to stop them with the sole purpose of stopping them to advance, is a professional foul. And he's made no attempt to get the ball, and that should be a yellow card.
Yes, and the referee's not giving the yellow card because in the referee's mind, he said he was attempting to go for the ball, which I can't see how he was there. As here comes Pepe to fetch the ball forward up towards halfway, just inside the centre circle now. And now Turvia. Turvia sprays the ball out wide well. Headed in by Diego Dallo to Bruno Fernandes. Ball in for Fernandes! And he's the ball! Oh my word! That would have been one of the goals of the tournament contenders. If that had gone in. And oh my word! Bruno Fernandes was unlucky there as Morocco just tried to get out. El Nesri chested it down well. Crossfield ball forward. It goes back to the Portuguese goalkeeper, Diego Costa. And how unlucky was Bruno Fernandes there, Paul James?
Extremely unlucky. What an audacious effort. And you know what? He had the goalkeeper beaten all ends up. That would have been one of the one of the best goals in World Cup history had that had gone in.
Absolutely. Now Morocco will try and come forward here, but they've lost out as Ramos won the ball back off of the number 26. Number 26, number 15, I think, number 80 was, and who lost out as we enter 2 minutes to stop time end of this first half as Ramos on the edge of the box pulls it in towards João Felix, is cleared away, and then there's just putting on the pressure on Diaz, and Morocco just checks the ball down well, and Noah just can't keep the ball in play. A pat on the back from Ziyech for his man, and there's a Portuguese player down inside the penalty area. There's Otavio. I'm not sure what's happened with Otavio. They got pulled down by Ashraf Hakimi. But then there's nothing where should stay down there, Otavio.
Oh, I think I've seen Hakimi there. His boot studs just catch the bottom of Octavio's ankle. He's making the most of it because this is an extreme delayed reaction. Just looking at that again. Oh my word.
What an effort from Bruno Fernandes. That's a fantastic effort from Fernandes, Paul. And he was so unlucky with that effort.
Yeah, that would have just been that
Portugal's in
deserved the
now,
goal.
and Fernandes goes down. The referee says no penalty. And he had one more look there. And Portugal denied a chance to equalise from the spot. But the referee said no penalty. Now Portugal will try and come again. Ball
I'm
played
sure
out wide to
VAR
this
will look at it.
left hand side. Bernardo Silva just keeps the ball in. No drop of the ball as Morocco try and come away. It looks like they are not looking at the penalty decision there.
Wow.
Morocco are coming forward. And Noah coming forward now. He's got Enesri forward in space. He's playing out right to the left hand side. Ball across and just wide. Oh my word, but Foul should have played it. And that was number 25, I think, there. Number 25, the left back, Atiala, going for goal there when he going to a wrong, sliced it and put it out. And this is a chance again for Bruno Fernandes when he went down. No penalty there for me.
No, he goes
And
down too easy. In fact, he doesn't get touched. He dives. He should be booked for that.
yes, that should have been a booking for Bruno Fernandes. I think he's been learning off of Cristiano Ronaldo for his dives.
It's disgusting. They ought to be booked for that. I'm so sick of seeing that.
And the ball's over the top. And there is the half-time whistle. And the Portuguese players, Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Neves, Turvio, is surrounding the referee. One of the assistants has had to come in and
This is
get in front
embarrassing.
of the referee. Portugal an embarrassment here. Ruben Neves having a word with the referee. Even though he's not captain, he's just having a quick word with the referee. He was went across to have a quick word with the referee himself, which he's still having a quick word with. There, Ruben Neves. The rest of the Portugal players are walking off the field. Neves is now walking off the field, having spoken to the referee with one of his coaches. But disgraceful scenes at the end of this first half from Portugal, Paul James. But what have you made to the overall performance in that first half from both sides?
Well, firstly, Fernando. He's dived. He knows he's dived. Why is he complaining? He's lucky not to be in the book. As far as the first half has gone, Morocco have really gotten themselves back into this game. Portugal kind of took the initiative initially, created most of the chances early on. Morocco have really gotten back into it as the first half has gone on. And I think Luke just commented on that last chance that Atiala struck wide. Yes, that was a massive chance. I agree with him. Because what he should have done, he should have gone across the goal or even squared it across to, I think it was En-Nesyri that was charging in at the time. Because, yes, that's a massive chance and a chance to go 2-0 up against Portugal. And a team of that quality really should have been taken.
Yes, and it's half time then. Morocco 1, Portugal 0. And just before we to go for a break, just reading a few comments here. John Gotchi is on again, and he says England France not just a good game, but for a game on the way to taking the World Cup back to the home of football. Kevin Benson's been on again. He says his wife is from Middlesbrough. She has been told he has to cheer for England this evening. So I wonder if we'll be doing as he's told and cheering on the three Lions this evening. But myself and Paul are going to take a 15-minute break in just a second or so. But when we return, we'll be back with all the second half action from what has been a good game so far between these two sides who have looked to cause a few problems already in this game. In this game, they've tried to cause problems for both sides. And then I'll come back in about 5 or 10 minutes to give you the half-time scores from the matches around the Premier, around not the Premier League, around the Championship, League One and League Two in England, as we get ready for the second half. So we're back in about 10 minutes' time for the half-time scores from around England and Europe on this Saturday afternoon. It's 10 to 4 here on this 10th of December 2022. Welcome back to the Country Hub's coverage of Morocco against Portugal. We'll get back to the game in a minute or two. Let's just take a look at the scores on the doors from the 3 o'clock games across the Championship and remind you of the earlier scores. In the Championship, results. First of all, Blackburn Rovers 1, Preston North End 4, Rotherham United 1, Bristol City 3. In the 96th minute, as I kicked off at 2 o'clock, it finished Reading 1, Coventry City 0. Half times then it's Blackpool 0, Birmingham 0, Middlesbrough 1, Luton 1, Millwall 1, Wigan 1, Sheffield United 1, Huddersfield 0, Stoke City 2, Cardiff 1, and it's Swansea City 0, Norwich City 1. In League 1, some early results to tell you about. Ipswich 2, Peterborough 1, Shrewsbury 3, Bolton 2, Burton 1, Derby 1, Forest Green Rovers 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, Cheltenham 0, Accrington v Portsmouth match postponed due to a frozen pitch, Bristol Rovers 0, Port Vale 0, Cambridge 0, Plymouth 0, Exeter 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Lincoln 0, Wickham 0, MK Dons 0, Fleetwood 0, Morecambe against Charlton match postponed, frozen pitch. So too Oxford against Barnsley also postponed due to a frozen pitch. In League 2, the first 3 games are all postponed due to frozen pitches. Carlisle against Barrow, Crewe against Leyton Orient, Harrogate against Northampton, Rochdale against Stockport also postponed due to a frozen pitch. Grimsby 1, Tranmere 0 at half time. Newport 0, Doncaster 0. Also at half time. Stevenage 0, Mansfield 0 at half time. Went to first half stoppage time, and we're currently playing 12 minutes of those first half stoppages. And it's Sutton 1, Colchester 0, and it's Swindon 0, AFC Wimbledon 0 at half time as well. In the National League, just tell you this, and then we'll move on to some other results to tell you about before the second half starts. Bournemouth Southend match postponed due to a frozen pitch. Bromley 0, Wilstone 1, Chesterfield 1, Dorking 0, Eastleigh 0, Wrexham 2, FC Halifax v Barnet and Gateshead v Dagenham Redbridge match postponed due to frozen pitches. Well, that is the Halifax Barnet game. I think the Dagenham Redbridge game will be played tomorrow because of Dagenham Redbridge being in FA Cup action on Thursday evening. Maynard United 1, Notts County 3, Maidstone 1, Altrincham 1, Solihull Moors v Aldershot match postponed due to a frozen pitch. Woking 0, York City 0, Yeovil 0, Scunthorpe 0. Just to tell you that one game is being postponed tomorrow in League 2 between Gillingham and Bradford due to a frozen pitch. Oldham take on Torquay tomorrow as well in the National League. So that has been, those are in the Scottish League 2, which is the only games in Scotland. East 5-0, Bonnyrigg Rose 0, and St Elsmere 0 for 4-1. There's been some club friendlies to tell you about today as well. Let's see if there's anyone to tell you about of note. Rennes 4, Celtic 3. So Celtic have lost in that one. Borussia Dortmund have beat Rapid Bucharest by 2-1. PSV beat Vaco by 4-2 as well. Dortmund lost 2-0 to Fiorentina as well, so 2 games for Dortmund today. Brentford have lost 2-1 to Bordeaux in a friendly as well. Rangers beat by Leverkusen by 3-0 of Ibrox in the first game for their new manager. Leicester 0, Troyes 0. Udinese 1, West Ham 3, or some other half-time score, some other results. Man United take on Real Betis at 5 o'clock, and Nottingham Forest in action at 5 o'clock against Olympiacos as well. We'll try and give you some of those. We'll give you some of the full-time scores from the leagues a bit later on. The Bundesliga resumes on the 20th on 21st of January 2023, should I say, according to my co-commentator Paul James, who's informing in my ear while I'm reading those out. And Paul says no risk of frozen pitches in Qatar. Kevin says my guitarist in my band is QPR, so go Burnley. And Luke Schunkers mentioned that Nottingham Forest in action again later. And I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why he said his internet wasn't working in this game as we get ready for this match between Morocco and Portugal to get back off for the second half. As we get ready for the second half to bring you the second half of this game. As the second half is now back underway, no changes to either side. In this game, and I wonder if we'll see the second half just quite like the first. Luke says he don't care about friendlies. As we're moving through the sides again, no changes to either side at the break. So the Moroccan side is Bono, Akimi, Amrabat, Saiz, Ziyech, Unura, Amala, Boufal, El Yamik, and Nezri, and Atiala. For Portugal, Diego Costa is between the sticks. Dallo, Pepe, Diaz, and Guerrero. Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, and Otavio. And it's Bruno Fernandes, Gonzalo Ramos, and Yao Felix in their attack. As we see Morocco against Portugal, 1-0 Morocco lead, as is Pepe in possession for Portugal. Played out wide to this near side, looking for Diego Dallo, trying to keep the ball in. He does, crossing towards the penalty area, and is punched away behind for a goal, for a corner to Portugal. And a good start from Portugal at the start of the second half, Paul.
Yeah, they're going to have to put some pressure on early on, Ross. There can't be any messing about. They're chasing the game now, so they're going to have to be more direct, and their passing is going to have to be more precise.
Appears for a penalty inside there as Pepe went down after the corner swung in there by Bruno Fernandes, but it's cleared away by Morocco there through Hakim Ziyech, but Portugal back on the front
Look
foot.
at that. Look at that, Ross. Where is the
Yes.
yellow card for this?
No, I didn't. There's no yellow cards there, as well as Portugal trying to claim a free kick, which the referee has given bizarrely there, which I can't understand why, as is now Morocco 1, Portugal 0. And of course now to Pepe. Good switch of play now, as Portugal build up the game, yeah, on the far side. As here comes Morocco with Hakimi over on that far side. Is still 1-0 Morocco's. Hakimi's still going. And there's a foul on Hakim Ziyech there by Pepe. No, it's on Hakimi, should I say. Is that a foul for you there, Paul?
Yeah, he catches him there. No question about it. But have you noticed that the Moroccan players are not surrounding the referee demanding cards?
I did notice that. I was hoping that you noticed that as well.
Oh, I noticed it. I also noticed Pepe's dive, Bruno Fernandes's
Yes.
dive, and it's high time the referee started doing something about this.
Yes, and Luke's quite right here as well, Paul. It says, oh dear, not more poor officiating. It is poor officiating. And you know, there's also bottom of that one about Pepe diving as well. And looked to dive to me, as here we see Hakim Ziyech lining up this free kick. Can he go for? Will he go for goal there? Will he try and push to the back post where Buffalo is unmarked? No one's watching him at the moment. It was penalty, and then she's there, and then there's a push it just wide. Is it a corner kick? El Yamek, in fact, headed it wide, and that's a glorious chance again for Morocco to double the lead.
Oh, it was a beautiful ball swung in. It really made the goalkeeper work. Now, there was looking for a flick on, the slightest flick on there, and that's 2-0. It's a good reaction saved by the goalkeeper, but you're right. El Yamek just not able to divert the header back into the net.
Yes, and can Portugal get into the game right now as we see Morocco against Portugal going head to head? I wonder if we'll see a goal and an equaliser from Portugal, or whether Morocco will hold on this 1-0 lead. But for how long it remains 1-0, there's still a bit of a chance that Portugal can get back into this game as the challengers go flying in. But Portugal is the team that comes away with the ball. And there's another challenge in there on the inside the midway inside the Moroccan half as Portugal try to come forward. But Morocco get out to this left hand side for the left back. Atiello can't get forward there and it's cleared. Oh, Morocco just concede a throw in and Fernandez just gets away quickly. And now Portugal concede a throw and Morocco can put some breathing space between himself and the Portuguese attack at the moment as they as the substitution is about to be made here for Portugal. They've seen enough. And there's two changes as Rafael Guerreiro goes off for Yao Cancelo and Ruben Neves goes off for the main man. You know what about number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Pepe passes Cristiano the armband as he now comes on. Yao Cancelo on as well, and is now making his 196th cap, which equals the FIFA record for Cristiano Ronaldo. What a player he is. Free agent. Then we've moved to Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian sides with the best offer on the table for the former Manchester United and Real Madrid player. And he's making a run over on that far side and he's in facing volunteer to pick up the ball. Ronaldo up against El Yamek. Ronaldo delivers a ball in. It was Bruno Fernandes, but Bono's let's claim. And that's a beautiful catch on this beautiful day so far for Morocco by Bono in goal there, Paul.
Yeah, that was a good catch. Cristiano Ronaldo's going to come on and he's going to try and make the difference. But I think for Portugal, I think if they can just frustrate him, he's very easy to frustrate. He gets angry very easily, and when things aren't going his way, he tends to lose focus. So I think that's the way Morocco are going to have to deal with him.
Yes, and there's another challenge there by the Diego Dallo on the number 17 but foul there. And I think the referee has just blown up there as Buffalo just remains down. No free kick has been given. It's going to be a throw to Portugal when the game gets back underway. And Duno says cynical foul from Pepe a few moments ago and a great ball in as well. As we see some former players inside the crowd there. As Buffalo just goes off after receiving treatment. And Luke says, at this level of the game, it's totally unacceptable to have major bodies refusing to address the abhorrent standards we are being subjected to at the moment. UEFA, FIFA, Premier League all need to get a grip. Luke says, and do you agree with that, Paul? And what should be your
Oh
assessments
yes,
of the opening 8 minutes of this second half as well?
oh yes, I totally agree with that. And it's not just within those organisations; it's within the South American Federation, the African Federation, the Central and North American Federation. It's the same thing. But Portugal have started off certainly the better team in the second half. You would expect an early onslaught. Morocco are just going to have to try to weather the storm early on, see if they can catch Portugal on the break, which they seem to have done so well throughout this game.
Yes, and Portugal have to try and unlock this well locked at the moment Moroccan door, and a ball like that will not do it, as is out for a throw to Morocco. And later we've got France against England with Nicholas Jones and hopefully Luke Tatum alongside that as well. And Luke says he could have gone on, Paul, but he ran out of characters in one message. And he also says, and Donald also says, good point regarding Ronaldo. When things aren't going well, his dummy gets spat out, and you made a good point about that earlier on in your commentaries. Nicholas Jones has joined us as well as is Diego Dallo. Dallo tries to pull the ball in, and Ronaldo is out shouting at Dallo they should have pulled it back and he would have had a simple tap in. But instead he went in across the face of goal when he could have pulled it back to Ronaldo with an easy shot on goal there, Paul.
Yeah, probably what he should have done, but he may not have seen Ronaldo coming in from the back. But it's Portugal looking dangerous in the second half. They are really pressing. Let's see if Morocco can hold on.
Yes, and they're doing well so far, Morocco, to hold on to what they've got. As is Buffal trying to break away now. And here comes Morocco. Wonderful ball from Buffal. To Nezra. Shot comes in from Manoa, and that's a poor effort. And Nezra should have took it on himself. He did the unselfish thing and set up a teammate. But he's fired his effort just over the bar.
Yeah, that was a chance, half chance at that, but he's got to do better than that. But look at how quick Morocco broke out on the break there. They are stretching that Portuguese defence when they break forward in numbers like that. And that's what they're going to have to do, I think, for the first maybe 15, 20 minutes of the second half, and while they withstand this early storm from Portugal.
Yes, and remains Stice, the Wolverhampton Wanderers defender, and the Moroccan captain is down on the field of play, and he's receiving a bit of treatment. I know from his teammates at the moment, and requires some treatment from the physios. So they're just putting the physios on the Wolverhampton Wanderers defender, who's Besiktas on loan at the moment remains Stice, but he's on the books of Wolves as well. So substitutes going to be made as we just see the free kick in again, which almost caused the second goal for Morocco early on in the second half.
Just bounced off his face, didn't it?
It
If
did,
he
yeah.
if I did not, had he had a bit more control of that, it would have been 2-0.
Yes, and Luke's put in Ronaldo having a moan, never. And then notice a promising move there for Morocco as remains size has to be stretched off here. Not a good side to see that we like see on the football pitch. And on in his place is Ashraf Dare. So the captain's armband will be moved on to. I'm not sure who's going to get the captain's armband now from Morocco. Looking at the side, I'll probably have to say either with the probably most experienced in the side, we'll probably have to go to either Ashraf Hakimi, Hakim Ziyech, or Sofiane Boufal. I'd have to say for them.
Well,
But
we
we'll
hope he
wait to
gets.
see.
We hope he recovers very quickly. That is
Yes,
sad for Morocco. They can't afford to be without him.
yes, and here's one towards Benzema, and a towards goal, and just wide of the post there from Gonzalo Ramos. And oh, unlucky, can he get there, Paul? Brilliant ball in, and an header just wide.
Oh, he's got to hit the target from there, Ross. He's almost on a level with a penalty spot. It's a free header. He's got to make the goalkeeper work from there.
Yes, from inside, so it's stretched up. Now sat on in the dugout
He looks
of
devastated.
Morocco. Yes, he looks like he's going to start crying in a minute. And he looks like his welcome might be over. As here's Hakim Ziyech. Good control from Hakim Ziyech. Over on that far side. Ziyech going one way, then the other. But now, here comes Portugal to try and break away. And here's Bruno Fernandes with the ball over the top. Looking for Yao Felix, who's onside in behind. Yao Felix has got no one in the box. So he does well to hold up the play. Gets the ball back there. So rushing Yao Cancelo. Ramos. Ronaldo just gets robbed of possession on the edge of the box. Now Morocco, if and Esri does well here with the ball, which he does to keep hold of it, and a chance to break, but allow Portugal to go back in numbers. And it's just offside there, and I'm not sure how it could be offside when the ball didn't get past the last line of defence. and it just took too long there as Buffalo just came in and nipped it off Cristiano Ronaldo there. That was poor from the former Manchester United player.
Yeah, there's a lack of commitment there by Ronaldo as well when he loses the ball. He just sort of he's already getting frustrated. He's barely been on the pitch 15 minutes.
Yes, and Paul Luke's just putting if Ronaldo puts in as much effort into playing the game as he does sulking and moaning, he would be insane still. As Morocco just having the ball and trying to get the ball out wide to Hakim Ziyech, Portugal have cut it out, and Portugal will come forward here in possession. Is Bernardo Silva, who will find Otavio there. Otavio goes back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes spraying the ball out wide to this near side, and there is Diego Dallo. Dallo goes back to Manchester United teammate Bruno Fernandes, who switches the flanks well. But down on his chest there is the brilliant João Cancelo. Into Bernardo Silva. Ramos. Ball over to looking for João Felix. Edges it down. It breaks away. And that's cleared away. There's Portugal back in numbers. Pepe does well. Otavio. Good ball this. Good movement. Ball played through to Cristiano Ronaldo. Flicks that wide first time to Diego Dallo. Dallo towards the penalty. Twisting one way. Then the other. Goes down. And a goal kick has been given.
Good defending, really good defending. Shielded the ball well there and allowed that ball to go out of play against Dallo. Dallo is incredibly big and strong individual. He does so well to outmuscle Dallo there and not to touch the ball as well. That is really good defending.
Yes, absolutely fantastic piece of defending there by Atiat Allah there, who's defended really, really well. And Lucas said, be simple, Ronaldo. Stop trying to use so many skills all the time. And that's what's letting Ronaldo down in his matches recently. He's trying to use all the skills that he's got in the book, but he's not working there, Paul.
No, and Luke's absolutely right. But what's stopping Ronaldo doing that simple plays, is his ego. He's just got too big of an ego.
Yes, and I'm not surprised that the only club willing to sign Cristiano Ronaldo as a Saudi Arabian side, especially with how big his ego is. I'm not surprised none of the European clubs will do that. I'm surprised he's considering going to Saudi Arabia when he said the reason why he wanted to leave Manchester United last summer was because he wanted to play in the Champions League. And if he goes to Saudi Arabia, he won't be able to fulfill that dream in playing in the Champions League. So I'm wondering if that's why he's not accepted the exit. He says he'll make a decision on his new club once the World Cup journey for Portugal ends. And that could be ending today, 62 minutes on the clock.
I
And
certainly don't
Morocco
want him at
1,
Bayern,
Portugal
Ross.
0. Yes, some of the clubs that I've heard have been linked with him in Europe, Paul. And I'll see your thoughts on any of these, see where you think he'd be best suited. Chelsea, Dortmund, Bayern were the three clubs I've heard who across Europe who could be in for Cristiano Ronaldo. Get your thoughts on that in a moment. As come Portugal edge of the box. Bruno Fernandes edge of the box. Bruno Fernandes! Oh! So close from Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, it was a good
Just
effort.
wide there from the Portuguese man and the Manchester United player. Just over the bar.
Yeah, he's frustrated with himself, but I think he might be being a bit harsh on himself. That was a really good effort. Might have even taken a deflection off the defender. That was close.
Yes, and MVP4THGERNA has said, come off the man's case. Say something positive now. If you're about Cristiano Ronaldo, mate, we've not seen anything positive from Cristiano Ronaldo in this game to say anything positive about. If there's some things positive to say about him, we will say it as Morocco are now to be making 2 substitutions with Amala and then Nesri coming off, and he's going to be Walid Chadira is one of the players coming on as he just shakes the hand of the referee, and the number 24 Badir Benoun is also the player to come on as well.
Really surprised to see that it said Nesri. He has been an absolute pain for that Portugal defence to deal with. I'm really surprised at taking him off.
Yes, and Kevin Benson says Portugal trying to be too tricky. So far, I completely agree with that. Luke's responded to MVP for THGERNA, and he says, also I'll call him MVP4, and he says maybe I don't have anything positive to contribute, but my honest opinion is what I am saying, and this is what our honest opinion is saying, as well as Portugal win a free kick midway inside the Moroccan half.
And honestly, Russ, as announcers, we have to call it as we see it. I don't favour a particular player. I'm not going to say something positive about him if I've got nothing positive to say. His attitude has been dreadful. That's why he was dropped by Portugal to begin with.
Yes, and since he's come on today, he's been poor as well. He's not really going to the game much, and when he has, he's not really created anything for Portugal to get excited about. As here comes Portugal again now, and they're trying to get the ball, probably try and get the ball out wide to this right hand side if they can towards Diego Dalot. But they're going down the left at the moment with Bernardo Silva. Good play to Ruben Diaz. Now back to Pepe. Now Bernardo Silva again. Pepe now. Ball over the top. Flicked on by Ramos. And Ronaldo's in behind it. Can Ronaldo get something on end of this? No, he's too slow to go on end of that. And El Yamik, who I'm not sure if he's a natural centre back. I think he may be more of a right or left back, but they've had to put him in at centre back today. He's done a good job there against Cristiano Ronaldo. And Ronaldo, after he got away from him, was shouting to his teammates to get after him instead of chasing, backing at him himself. He's been so slow today since he's come on and telling his teammates what to do, and he said he should be trying to do it himself as João Cancelo concedes a throw-in over there. 6.5 minutes just gone then. It remains Morocco 1, Portugal 0. And Morocco are holding firm so far and keeping this moving forward. And we've got another comment in here from Paul Stewart. He says, I agree. Stop your emotional dumping on Ronaldo. Commentate on the game, please. Announcing is not an opinion. Dumping. Just put a sock in it.
Well,
If you don't have
actually,
a
announcing his opinion, that's what we're here for, right?
And Donald's, it is Paul, yes, it is João Cancelo. I'll get back to the comments in a second. Is the ball into a penalty, headed away there by Morocco towards the inside the penalty area. And now here come Portugal trying to get into this game and try and get to equalise in goal. As Bernardo Silva just plays the ball forward. Good play this from Portugal. Can they find a way back into this game? Ruben Diaz plays the ball out wide to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes, edge of the box. Ball towards the penalty. Ronaldo can't get there. And that's fantastic goalkeeping from Bono again to save it to make it so far so good. And a beautiful day, stroke night for Morocco against Portugal. 6 minutes gone, Paul. Morocco 1, Portugal 0.
Yeah, the ball was just above Ronaldo's head that time. It was actually would have really worked out really well outside of the boot there. Just curled the ball in, but just over Ronaldo's head.
Yes, so there's the double change here for Portugal's. Gonzalo Ramos is being replaced by Rafael Leao, and also coming off, which this one I'm a bit more surprised at, is Otavio, who's looked good, Paul, and he's really been replaced by Vitina. I'm a bit surprised by that substitution. I thought he's looked good when he's got on the ball, Otavio, this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, Portugal are wondering perhaps maybe they do get the equaliser. are they looking now at extra time if they are able to get themselves back into it? Maybe that's what they're thinking about. But there's been a couple of curious substitutions in this game, Russ.
They have my friend. Here comes Vitina, one of those strange substitutions being made this afternoon. And the ball's played forward, and now it goes all the way back to Bono, who's between the sticks, and he clears it forward. Headed down, and Morocco trying to win it on halfway. Portugal win the ball back and win a free kick, and they've taken it quickly with Diaz to Dallo, now into Bruno Fernandes. Back to Diogo Dallo, now here is Vitinha. Vitinha out wide to Bernardo Silva, who's trying to create a bit of space for Portugal to work into. There's Rafael Leao, who's looked good in Portugal's game so far this tournament. As the ball's into a penalty area, and a free kick is being given for a challenge on Leao. And there's a booking for Ashraf Hakimi there, I think. No, it's not Hakimi. It's gone to the substitute Ashraf Dari there, and he gets a booking there for taking out the player over there for Rafael Leao, the substitute over this near side. Substitute on substitute there, Paul.
Yeah, definitely a foul, mistimed. I think it's interesting that he's decided to get his yellow card out now, though, on the substitute. I think that's actually his first foul. But yeah, it's definitely a foul, no question about that one.
Yes, as we get ready for this free kick, Cristiano Ronaldo down the end of this one. He has not really done much in this tournament so far, and that's why the Portuguese boss Fernando Santos has dropped him in the game. The free kick is going to be taken by Bruno Fernandes over on that left hand side, just a couple of yards from the touch line. As the ball came in, as Bernardo Silva couldn't go on end of it, it's way back to Vitina. Vitina gets it to Leao. Leao gets it off Amrabat. But then it comes back off of Leao. And Morocco win a throw in. There's 90 minutes left of this game, Paul. And what's been your thoughts on the second half and what game we've seen so far?
Well, the Portuguese pressure has been relentless in the second half. Morocco have been resorting to counter-attacking. That was a really smart free kick. I can tell it was the training ground move. Had he have the pass just been a little bit better, 8 yards out, clear shot on goal.
Yes, and here comes Portugal again with Diego Dallo on this near side. He delivers the ball in towards the penalty area. Ronaldo won't reach that, and he goes all the way through off the head of Ashraf Hakimi now for a throw-in on that far side. Portugal beginning to wake up a little bit, trying to get back into the game. As here is the ball over on that far side. Can Morocco get into this game? It's a ball played to the far side. Here is the number 20 for Portugal, João Cancelo, the substitute, plays for Manchester City in the Premier League. And the ball's worked across here to Ashraf Hakimi. Now Pepe. Now Ruben Diaz, who has not really had much to do this second half, especially because Portugal's been camped in the Moroccan half. But when he has, I think, doing this second half, he's done well. And he's now with Diego Dallo from Pepe's pass. All the way to Bruno Fernandes, back into Diego Dallo inside the penalty now. Diego Dallo goes through and he's behind for a corner to Portugal. Good play from Diego Dallo there to win the corner for the Portuguese, and it remains 1-0 to Morocco, Paul.
Yes, good work as well in defence by Atin Allah. He has been outstanding today, defensively and going forward.
Yes, it is. Bruno Fernandes with the ball in to the penalty over the head of Cristiano Ronaldo. Breaks out to Bernardo Silva. Right now to João Cancelo. João Cancelo does well. Take out two Moroccan players. Ball in towards a penalty area, and he's put behind for another corner. And he's behind for a goal kick as we watch this game unfold. And we'll read some more comments out in a few moments' time, as here is a corner kick, which will be taken by Bruno Fernandes in towards the penalty area. Anyway, but there's going to be the first corner is going to be taken again because the referee wants to have a word with Dari, who's been booked a few minutes ago for something in there. Cristiano Ronaldo's inside the penalty area. He's pushing and shoving. And Ronaldo tries to get to the near post, but he goes over his head. And Bono with a vital touch to put it behind to keep it a beautiful day in this for this Moroccan side.
Love those U2 jokes, don't you? But yes, what a good piece of goalkeeping right across there. Just make sure he gets a touch because Felix was sneaking in on the back post.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. I do love those U2 jokes. As Bruno Fernandes delivers the ball in, he's cleared away, and then he's up, headed back in towards the penalty, headed away again by Amrabat. And now Ziyech is trying to get the ball back off Rafael Leao, who does well to keep possession for Portugal in towards Bruno Fernandes, towards the penalty area. But here's Ziyech to clear away. And now can Morocco break? And they're trying to go forward now. Ashraf Hakimi is getting on the overlap, but switch to play well. Comes into no, it was a penalty. And oh my God, how did he not score there? Chedra took it down well, but then couldn't convert it into the back of the net as a goal kick to Portugal. And how unlucky was that, Paul James, with 15 minutes to go?
Well, what a chance. I think he might have been better just playing it alongside. I think he had Buffal or Ziyech. I think it was Ziyech alongside him. Instead, he tried to get inside the two defenders. But what a chance. But again, that's how quick Morocco have been on the break, really stretching Portugal's defence when they've had the chance.
Yes, as here comes Morocco to have to do a bit more defending as Portugal have whirled the ball out wide to the left and João Cancelo into Cristiano Ronaldo brings it down on his chest. Well, then fantastic recovering defending there from Morocco to stop Cristiano Ronaldo from creating a goal scoring chance. Big firm ball against number 21 there of Morocco, which is Chedera, who has been penalised for handball, and he was an handball there as well. Leao, Cancelo. Can Portugal work an opening to get it into extra time? Diego Dallo will try and create that opening. It goes by there to Vitinha, and Vitinha's lost out. And now is all the way back to Pepe. And Portugal will start again. Ruben Diaz now, up over halfway. And now Bernardo Silva spreads it out to Leao. Leao attacking Ziyech and Hakimi. Goes inside. Down the line it goes to João Cancelo. Cancelo with the ball in, cleared away. And Cristiano Ronaldo was nowhere near that again. And he was late coming in. And he should have been in there a bit quicker there, Paul. And now Morocco can try and break, and they free kick has been given as it. No, not according to the referee.
Oh, that's
As
interesting.
here comes Portugal again. Bruno Fernandes with possession. How wide it goes. Diego Dallo, low ball in. And Ronaldo's not quick enough to get in there again. And Morocco just does well to stop it from going out for a corner. And we now can try and break if they can wear this one correctly. And well, and quickly as well. How wide it goes. There is this number 8, Anoa, on this left hand side. Plays the ball down the line, and Buffal was on the same wavelength. And Portugal just get the ball
Oh.
back and will come away with possession. It's end to end stuff now, Paul, as we come up towards the final 10 or so minutes as the Moroccan player down, requiring some treatment. It's Hakim Ziyech who's down, who's got the captain's armband as well, but he's requiring a bit of treatment for this late challenge on him from Ruben Diaz, Paul.
Yeah, he won the ball. Was it Diaz? Yes, it was. Diaz won the ball there. I think the challenge was fair. But I'd just like to look again at how quick Morocco is breaking out here. It's disappointing for them. The final pass just wasn't there, but it's what it is. If when they have broke forward, they really have put Portugal under a lot of pressure, really stretched them at the back. They sort of exposed that defence. And I do wonder when I look at not Morocco, sorry, Portugal, that if they do get back into this game and get into the semi-final, they can be broken down defensively fairly easily.
The can, Paul, and it looks as though, I think, if my maps remember correctly, that Morocco made a lot of substitutions for this game, and it looks as though Hakim Ziyech may have to go off, so I think Morocco may be going down to 10 men. So no, they're making one more sub with Zakira Abu Kalar and number 26, Yaya Jabrain coming on as Number 21 for Portugal, Ricardo Horta has come on for Diego Dallo. A striker on for a defender. Portugal going to make some changes in a minute as the ball come towards Ricardo Horta for a throw to Portugal. And Portugal look to take it quickly. And they have done to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes switches to play well. And now Portugal have. It's been an off day for them, I would have to say. None of their players have really created anything, a real spark, and ought to create something for Portugal. No is the answer. As Morocco win the ball back. Amrabat clears the ball away. And he's played forward. And now Portugal have it back. And we're approaching the final 10 minutes of the game, Paul. What does Portugal need to do to get back into this game?
Well, they have to keep it simple. They have to keep attacking. They have to press this Moroccan defence very hard. But this is easier said than done. We have to give Morocco the correct amount of credit here. They have been defended superbly to a man all the way through this game. The remaining 10 minutes, Portugal must press, but I don't know. Morocco looking very, very steady at the back.
Yes, Ziyech is back on the field for now. The Chelsea player, the number 7 over there, is on possession now, Hakim Ziyech. And Noah now picks up the ball. And Noah just gets control of the ball on the right hand side and plays it down the line. And Morocco tries to come forward over on that far side. Ashraf Hakimi is out of position as he's up inside the Portuguese half for the Alpha Mammoth Stadium. And it remains Morocco 1, Portugal 0. As a double substitution for Morocco sees Hakim Ziyech go off his kid Amrabat the armband. And his Boufal is the other player coming off. And the subs that are coming on in their places are number 14, Abu Kal and number 26, Jabrani of Poland. With the substitution of Hakim Ziyech going out now, do you think that, and Boufal, the wingers, do you think that could invite Portugal back into this game? Because those two wingers have kept Dallo and when he was on Rafael Guerrero and then João Cancelo quiet and not give him any bit of space, especially when Morocco have got forward. Do you think that those two changes there could be come back to bite Morocco?
Quite possibly. Boufal and Ziyech have been the main, the chief troublemakers when they've been breaking forward, Morocco. When they've been breaking forward, those two have been the ones that have been able to get the ball and move it quickly. Also, if the game does eventually go into extra time and possibly penalties, both of those two are penalty takers.
Yes, as the ball is cleared away, but here comes Ricardo Horta towards the penalty. Cristiano Ronaldo comes in. Oh, what a save! What a save from the goalkeeper to keep
Wow.
out João Felix. His effort there, I think it was. João Felix with the effort from the edge of the penalty area, and Bono has just pulled out a stunning save on this beautiful day so far from Morocco, Paul James.
Oh, that is the save of the tournament, Ross, right there. That is the save of the tournament. How did he keep that out? And João Felix dropped to his
and he's
knees.
pushed it away again. And now Morocco just defended that corner brilliantly there, Paul. And Morocco have just won themselves. It should have been a Morocco throw there. It looked like it come off Vitina, but the Portuguese subs bench just going back to them quickly so they could get back on with it. Here comes Portugal again to try and get to equalising goal and take it into extra time. As we watch this game unfold, here comes Morocco out wide to this. He's had to try and block off the avenues for Portugal to get forward. João Felix is fouled there, is he? Yes. According to the referee by the number 24, Badar Benayoun, who is causing a few problems. And Bono is landing up the wall again. As Duno says, Bono saves again. Pride in the name of love, he says. As
the U2 jokes are coming out. I love them.
We love the U2 jokes here on the commentary hub. Also, like him on the commentary hub too, JB Sports, Storm FM, Certain Talks Football, and also the commentary hub Twitch channel as well. If you want to get involved with us, you can tweet us if you want to. Tweet a Country Live 1, or you can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. As here is the Portuguese boss just watching on, who's about to get some instructions out to his team as the Romain Saiz, who went off injured, is acting as one of the coaching teams now, members of the coaching staff there now, as Morocco just takes a free kick to the far side, headed forward by Ashraf Hakimi, who just gets on the end of that ball as he's nudged over there by Yao Cancelo, but nothing given according to the linesman on the knee side or the referee. And there's a slip there by Vitinha, and the free kick's been given and taken quickly. I'm not sure the referee actually gave a free kick there. I think he just presented the ball, and which made the referee give a free kick, and I would have given a free kick the other way for that. As here comes Portugal in possession, is trying to come forward here, as they've trying to work a bit of magic. Here's Ruben Diaz to try and help them do that. Into Bernardo Silva. Down the line it goes to Rafael Leao, who got one of the goals in the other game earlier in the tournament. And Portugal are not creating anything at the moment. With 5 minutes to go, Paul James is looking more and more likely that Morocco will be hanging on in here.
Yeah, well, they're going to press Portugal. There's no doubt about that. They have to. They're 5 minutes away from being eliminated to Morocco in the quarterfinal of the World Cup. They have got to try to create something.
Yes, here comes Morocco again. Can they create a bit of magic to try and keep out Portugal's? Portugal look to attack. They're getting back in numbers here on Morocco as the ball towards the penalty just over there of Cristiano Ronaldo, who cannot reach it again and is giving up on that and let his teammates try and keep the ball in for him there. And they've won a throw in for it, and Ronaldo is just walking around inside the penalty area, and every time ball comes in, he's just walking. He's made a bit of speed there. He's pushed around ball inside the penalty area there. The Portuguese players are out of the penalty area.
Well, let's take a look at that.
Let's see if we'll get a replay of this.
It initially it didn't look handball to me, but we'll see a replay.
He's going out for a corner. No replay is being shown just yet on our monitors at the moment. We want to see a replay. That is a corner comes in from Bruno Fernandes, and Morocco defend yet again, and is cleared away. And there's a foul on Unua, and there's a free kick to Morocco, and a yellow card there for Vitinha, the substitute, as Unua stays down. And very shortly, Paul, I'll be asking for your player of the match, so if you can just do us the honours and drop it into the chat.
Yes, I've got two names in mind, Ross. I need another couple of minutes because I've got two names in mind. I just can't decide between the two at the moment, but I will type it for you in the next minute or so after I've let my little brain think a little bit more on this.
Yes, no problem, Paul. Thank you very much, my friend. As here comes Morocco, just getting a bit of fluids on board as their fans go wow. They're jumping up and down, dancing. And there is number 21, well, Jadira, who just come across to this. He decided to have a drink while the drum's been happening as Bono clears it forward. Good play down there. It's cleared away again by Portugal as they try and come forward. Can Portugal find the equaliser, or will Bono keep Morocco in this and keep us referring to jokes and songs from U2 as we watch this game unfold? Will we see this game move forward? And it could be, and this World Cup will go on with or without you, Portugal. If you need to try and get into this, you need to try and get in this game if you want it to continue with you, because if not, it'll be continuing without you, with or without you. Another U2 song and another U2 reference there. And I think, Paul James, so far, Portugal still haven't found what they're looking for in terms of a way through in this game.
Yeah, it's they've just failed to break down the Moroccan defence. I was actually just looking at the stats while I've been choosing my player of the match. Morocco have actually only had 2 shots on goal, and of course one of them forcing that wonderful save by Bono. And it's well, it's testament to shut down an attacking force like Portugal. The 2 shots on goal is a huge testament to Morocco's defence.
It is, Paul, as we're going to get your player of the match in a second or two. So we'll just watch this through from the Portuguese with Bruno Fernandes, but Portugal have lost possession. We'll get to in a moment or so. Next time the ball goes out, we'll get the thoughts of Paul James for his player of the match. There's been some nominations in the chat from people who are saying man of the match. Kevin Benson says, and Donald both said Bono man of the match. We'll see in a minute if Paul agrees with you. There's who you think should be player of the match as the edit is cleared away by Portugal. As Portugal will try and come again as Morocco just defend really well. As now Amrabat comes away with the ball. Amrabat, good ball forward. He's onside here. The substitute number 21, Chadra. Inside the penalty, Chadra. So great. Chadra shot. Takes deflection. But the flag goes up for offside. The late flag again, Paul James. And we go on about it so many times about the late flags. And another late flag has been given this time as Portugal try and get the ball forward to Cristiano Ronaldo. Can Ronaldo score it? What a save by Bono again! Oh my word, what a save! And with or without you,
Superb
Ronaldo,
save.
you may be this may be your last World Cup, Ronaldo, but with or without you, this World Cup will still be continuing, my friend. As we see 8 minutes of added on time
Oh,
being
why?
added on in this game.
That's a superb
And
save at the near post.
we're going to get ready for the player of the match. And there's been a change in the who was going to get it originally. As from Paul, which, because we hadn't announced it, he has going to be, it will be allowed. As Morocco still lead by a goal to nil. No idea why there's been 8 minutes of stoppage time added on in this game, as Bruno Fernandes will come forward. Vitinha delivers the ball out wide. Down the line it goes, looking for Bruno Fernandes, and he kicks the ball against the advertising boardings there as he comes down the end of the ball from Ricardo Horta, and that should be a booking there for the Manchester United player Bruno Fernandes, as we see confirmation that Walid Shadira is being booked. And with the ball out of play there, Paul waiting for the goal kick for Morocco to be taken. Can you announce your player of the match, please, for our listeners, which is sponsored by the brilliant commentary services? The player of the match today has gone to.
The player of the match has gone to Bono. I was going to give it to Atiat Allah, and the reason why I was going to give it to Atiat Allah, and it was very close, was because he's done so well defensively and going forward.
There's
But
been a
these
red
vital.
card! There's been a red card here, Paul!
Oh, wow.
And Chadwell, who's just been booked a few minutes ago, has received a second yellow card twice in 2 minutes, and Chadwell has just seen ready for Morocco. We'll get back to your reasoning for the player of the match in a minute. There's a late challenge down on Yao Felix, already being booked, and he hardly touches Yao Felix there. Well, you can see the intents there, Paul, and that's what he's giving it for there.
Yeah, he's giving it for the intent. The fact he used his studs to stamp down, that's probably what's giving it. Even though there was virtually no contact, that's why he's giving it. Oh boy.
Yes, and we lay drama in this game. A red card for Morocco. They're down to 10 men. Shadira will miss the game should Morocco hold on. The substitute has been sent off. What can Portugal do now against 10 men? It was a penalty. Morocco's 10 men. And the red wall of Morocco standing firm. And in this game, Morocco defending really, really well. And it's mysterious ways how Portugal haven't scored in this game. As Fernandes heads towards goal, headed away. Brilliant there. And magnificent piece of defending by Morocco again. Down to 10 men, but still putting out some magnificent saves. As we see the sweetest thing here and see Morocco get through and knock out Portugal. There's going to be
You
a
must
corner
really be a
kick.
U2 fan, Ross.
Here can this game will go on, or will can Portugal get back into this game, or will Morocco walk on into the semi-finals, where they'll face either England or France on Wednesday evening, as the ball is lifted over the top there, and he's gone behind for a goal kickers. We see some more matches, and Duno says, great commentary and good chat. And Nicholas has put in a U2 reference. He says Portugal stuck in a moment and they can't get out of it. Another U2 reference there from Nicholas this time. Good one, Nicholas. Keep up with the U2 ones. It's been a magnificent day and a beautiful day so far for Morocco.
Beautiful day for Bono, and just to say as well, the reason why I gave it them the player of the match, those two saves of those two important saves, they've just been the difference in this match for Morocco. So he has got. That's
Morocco
my
clear
reasoning
ball
for giving it
from
him.
Morocco's strong goal. Chance, oh my word, it should have been 2-0. The substitute call went through. One on one with
Oh.
the goalkeeper, Costa, and hit it straight at him. Oh my word, that could have been 2-0. Rafael Leão will try and come forward now for Portugal. Lovely defending there from Amrabat. And Morocco will come away with possession. What can they do here now? Brilliant ball. Wonderful play. Ball switched over. Can Morocco get into this now? Diego Costa clears forward. Amrabat clears the ball away. Backs to the walls time now from Morocco. They have to throw the kitchen sink at this Portugal now. If they have to get back into this, it's cleared away. What can Portugal doing now? Is Bruno Fernandes. He lifts the ball in towards the penalty. Yao Felix flicks it on and it's cleared away in the end by the number 18 there. El Yamik, who has played absolutely fantastic in the defence. Amrabat went down. He's now back on his feet as Bruno Fernandes takes the throw in quickly. Fernandes, back it goes. Vitina with the ball in and he's up there. Hakimi trying to clear it away. Leão keeps the ball in and keeps it moving line for Portugal. Now it was a penalty. Ronaldo can't get there. And Pepe somehow has pulled the header wide.
Oh my
Oh
goodness
boy, oh
me!
boy, oh boy. Ours, that's a let off on what so far is a beautiful day for Morocco, Paul James.
Well, they deserve that bit of luck, but that should have been 1-1. What a chance! Inside the 6-yard box, you've got to hit the target from there.
Yes, really got to be to the target there if you want to get into this game. I'm wondering how many more chances Portugal are going to get. But Portugal still haven't found what they're looking for. The whistle is being wanted by Morocco. They are 30 seconds away plus any more minutes that the referee wants to add on. It is a minimum of 8 minutes, not maximum. So the referee, if he wants, can play up to 11 minutes of stoppage time. The ball is hacked into the Portuguese half. They all wanting the final whistle to go for Morocco. Portugal are coming once more as we're almost into the final few seconds. Ball into the penalty, the ball runs out of play. Portugal won a free kick on the edge of the box. They're not going to get it. Ruben Diaz went down. And it's all over. It's a beautiful day. A magnificent performance from Bono in the Moroccan goal. And the goal in the first half is proven to be the difference as Morocco magnificently march on and walk on into the semi-finals where they face either England or France on Wednesday evening. But what a game! Morocco are into the World Cup semi-finals. It's the sweetest thing you see as Bernardo Silva sits on the floor with a tears about to come out. Ronaldo will be moaning about some chances that didn't go their way, like he always does. He'll make himself look like a lemon. And boy, oh boy, Bono can stay victorious with Morocco tonight. As it's been a beautiful day and a beautiful time to join us with the commentary as it's finished here, Paul James. Morocco 1, Portugal 0. Your thoughts, my friend?
Well, Portugal still haven't found what they're looking for. Credit Kevin Benson for that. And it has been one of those days for Portugal, I think. They come up against an outstanding defence, an outstanding goalkeeping. And this when people ask me why I'm a fan of defensive football, this is the reason why. You can take a team like Morocco that on paper should lose to Portugal, but they don't. They win. They defend resiliently. They catch teams out on the break, and they're so quick going forward. And they shut Portugal down today completely. All of Portugal's stars, they could barely get more than 3 shots on goal. It was overall an incredible performance today. And congratulations to Morocco, and everybody in Morocco should be so proud of their country today.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Absolutely, my friend, as we get ready for what's going to be another good game this evening. We're in the Portuguese side today, Paul, for me. Don't know about you, but there was no desire in there from them. They didn't know where to go. It looked like there was a city blinding lights in front of them that they couldn't find a way past. And it was, and I think every Moroccan fan and Moroccan players and coaching staff will sleep like a baby tonight. Portugal and Ronaldo may look to look like a lemon as Portugal bow out of the World Cup. And this could be curtains for Cristiano Ronaldo on his Portugal career. But Portugal will still continue with or without Ronaldo as we leave you on what has been a beautiful day for Morocco. It is finished. Morocco 1, Portugal 0. Thanks for joining myself, Russ Brennan, and Paul James from us all here. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you again soon. But before we do go, what I will do is just give you now the results from the matches so far today in the Championship, League One, League Two, and the National League to give you those results. So in the Championship, all full-time scores there. Blackburn Rovers 1, Preston North End 4. Rotherham United 1, Bristol City 3. Reading 1, Coventry City 0. Blackpool 0, Birmingham 0. Middlesbrough 2, Luton 1. Luton finished the game with 10 men in Rob Edwards' first game in charge. Millwall 1, Wigan 1. Sheffield United 1, Huddersfield 0. Stoke City 2, Cardiff City 2. Swansea City 0, Norwich City 1. League 1. Ipswich 2, Peterborough 1. Shrewsbury 3, Bolton 2. Burton 1, Derby 1. Forest Green Rovers 1, Cheltenham 0. Bristol Rovers 1, Port Vale 0. Cambridge 0, Plymouth 0. Exeter City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Lincoln City 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0. MK Dons 1, Fleetwood 2. League 2. Grimsby Town 2, Tranmere Rovers 1. Newport 0, Doncaster Rovers 1. Stevenage 0, Mansfield 0. Sutton 1, Colchester 0 in the 88th minute. That's still being played. Swindon 0, AFC Wimbledon 0. National League. Bromley 3, Wealdstone 3. They're still playing. They're in injury time. Chesterfield 3, Dorking 1. Eastleigh 0, Wrexham 2. Maidenhead 3, Notts County 4. Maidstone 2, Altrincham 3. Woking 0, York City 2. Yeovil 0, Scunthorpe 0. Scottish League 2. East 5 0, Bonnyrigg Rose 0. Salisbury 1, 4-4-2. And in club friendlies to tell you about the results that we've got from those which involve English or Scottish sides and European sides, should I say. Rennes 4, Celtic 3, Lille 2, Real Valladolid 0, Rapid Bucharest 1, Dortmund 2, PSV 4, Raco 2, Real Sociedad 1, Real Vallecano 1, in that Mallorca 2, Mainz 2 in that game as well. Osasuna 1, Lorient 1, Wolfsburg 1, Nordsjælland 1, Brentford 1, Bordeaux 2, Dortmund 0, Fiorentina 2, Leverkusen 0, Rangers 3, Fiorentina 3, Rapid Bucharest 0, Leicester City 0, Troyes 0, Udinese 1, West Ham United 3 is the results there. The kickoff has gone between Real Betis and Manchester United in that game, and in the Olympiacos Nottingham Forest game as well. So those games are underway as well. So that's all we've got time for. A magnificent day for Morocco. And with or without you, Ronaldo, Portugal will continue, but not in this World Cup. From Russ Redden and Paul James, thank you very much for listening. Please join in to later and hear the coverage of England against France with your commentary team of Nicholas Jones and Luke Turton from around about 6:40 p.m. this evening. From Russ Redden and Paul James, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye on a day which has been beautiful for Morocco and for the rest of the world, seeing Portugal bow out of the World Cup. From all the team here,